Hi guys, Squirrel here. Welcome to another Eurotruck video. I know it's been a little while since we've had a proper Eurotruck video. You know, one where I actually drive and talk nonsense. One of those kind of videos. So today I thought we'd do one. I thought we'd do a special transport job today, and one of the reasons is that 131 of Eurotruck is pretty close to coming out for an open beta, and they've got some new special transport jobs in that. So I thought, you know what, let's go and revisit the whole thing and do another special transport job. Before we begin the journey, there's a couple of mini announcements I want to make. One of them slightly important. So one of them is, if you're going to Truckfest Peterborough, so Truckfest Peterborough is on, I think, the 6th and 7th of May, something like that. It's a Truckfest show in Peterborough in the UK, and SCS Software are going to be there. You may have seen their blog post about this and their tweets. SCS are going to be there and I'm going to be there as well. So they're bringing their trailer with their full motion rig that you may have seen in that I've shown in videos. They've got this big trailer, full motion rig in the back. They're going to be there, and they're giving away some stuff for you guys to win if you're attending. So they're giving away hoodies, stickers, wristbands, lanyards, posters, and I'm throwing a squirrel cap in there as well. I'm going to be drawing the winners of this thing this Sunday, the Sunday coming up. It's currently, what, the 20th of April? So the 22nd of April, I'm going to be drawing 5 winners. And if you're coming to Truckfest Peterborough, then you can enter the giveaway. The link's in the video description. You can enter the giveaway to win that stuff. And I'll be drawing the winners on Sunday. Sorry for the short notice, but when you finish watching the video, if you click on the link, you can go and enter. If you're not coming to Truckfest, don't bother entering, because you can't physically collect it, so there's no point entering and winning. Because there's nothing to win, because you can't get there, and you know, they're not going to post it out or anything like that. So that's Truckfest out the way. The second thing I want to mention is I've started the 4th year of being a full-time content creator, and I've created a t-shirt. So it's called Yachts 4. So Yacht stands for Year of the Squirrel. The number stands for how many years I've been doing this. So we're on Yachts 4, the 4th year of me doing this full-time. And the t-shirt is like a retro arcade style. You can get a t-shirt, you can get a sticker, you can get hoodies. They're pretty good. We've gone for this retro arcade style. It's got a train on it, it's got a truck on it, and it's got the little My Summer Car Satsuma on there as well. So I'll drop a link into the video description for that as well if you want to buy the one, because they're only available for the next couple of weeks or so. So if you want to pick one up, they're really good. I've already got one now. A bunch of people have already got them, and they're good quality t-shirts. So let's, with that out of the way, let's take a drive and talk nonsense. Let's see what we're going to do. Drop into the freight market. I've gone for this one here, the whole truck chassis. The reason I've gone for this one is because I think this is one of the more difficult heavy haul trailers that you can do, because the axles stick out something nasty. And on some of the journeys, this can be quite a challenge. So let's grab that one. And of course, because it's a special transport, we've been refueled and all the rest of it. Oh, I've also got a mod. It's like a Doyle special there you go, Doyle heavy haulage. So Doyle is my dog, my Westie dog. So we've got the Doyle heavy haulage trailer, and we'll get the Doyle escort vans. Paulie's done those skins. Paulie does all my my skins and puts them in his workshop. Such a cracking skinner that he is. And right, let's skip that. Right, so here we are with our trailer, and we are in the VAD NK. It's a mod by VAD NK. VAD NK DAF XF105. Quite a nice truck. It's got some nice little mod features on it. It's in the mod spreadsheet if you want to give it a try. And on the back is the Doyle Heavy Haulage Transportation Trailer. So there's a mod in Paulie's workshop. It's called Doyle Heavy Haul. Doyle is, of course, my dog, and he did Doyle Heavy Haulage for me. So we've got that. And the convoy vehicles are skinned the same way as well. Now, the DAF XF105 by VAD NK, I've put it in a nice blue, given it, I think I've made it look pretty tasty. The inside, we configured this truck on one of the Sunday night truck-ins, and I was going for something that I wouldn't normally go for, which is this kind of chocolatey leather look. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people, this is absolutely just looks great, and they're like, I love that look. To me personally, I've never been a kind of tan leather fan or a chocolatey leather fan. I prefer a black leather look. But, you know, I think I've made it look pretty reasonable. But it's just not my thing. I do like the chrome strip on the window, though. I do like that bit. And then up top is like a beigey brown. So, you know, it looks pretty good. Let's get it started here. There we go. Now, we'll put the beacons on and get that going. Beacon on the back? Yep. Now then, this trailer, as I said before, this trailer is a bit of a handful. The reason it's a bit of a handful is because the axle that sticks out down there, that rear one, is very low. And that, if you notice those crash barriers along the edge there, it will hit them. That's the first problem. The second problem is the upper section of this truck will quite happily hit road signs and things like that. And road signs are quite often 100% immune to any force, so they won't knock over and break. They'll actually arrest the whole thing and then damage your trailer. So that can be a bit of a problem. Hence why I chose this journey, because this trailer is, I think, one of the trickiest ones out of all the special transport. Now, the special transport, you may or may not know, in Eurotruck 131, which is due out fairly soon, Eurotruck 131 is getting some extra special transportation routes, as I mentioned at the beginning. And American Truck Sim, which has already got 131 beta, has come out. American Truck Sim has got simulated air hoses, which are the things that connect the truck and the trailer there. So like the brake lines and the electrical cables, that kind of thing. Eurotruck, I believe 131 is going to bring that in as well, but I will do a video on that as soon as I can. So we'll take a look at what's inside 131 of ATS and ETS. I know ATS has also got some new trailers, these kind of, what do they call it, like bottom dumping trailers. Kind of things that they put gravel in and that kind of stuff, and then the bottom opens up and they drop it down a chute. They've got some trailers in that, which I think have got doubles as well. So there's a lot, you know, it looks like the 131's got some nice little updates. I know, however, that 131 brings some map change in the way that maps are, the textures are put together, and the map authors have to recompile the maps, which basically means when 131 comes out, if you're using any map mods at all, they are not going to work. They will need a recompile. It shouldn't be a big change for the map authors, I don't think. But nevertheless, like if you're driving Pro Mods or whatever and you go to 131, you're going to have to wait for Pro Mods to release an updated version. So there is that. Now, that got me thinking, since 131 is coming out and we're in April already, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what else is going to come this year. I wonder what else is going to come into Eurotruck and American Truck. And then I started to think to myself, well, what kind of thing would I like to see? What's top of my list? What would I like to see change the most in Eurotruck and American Truck? And I think that's going to be the talking point of this video. Some of the things that I would really like to see change in this game. But first, let's make this turn here and start lining ourselves up, because if I am not careful, I'll focus on talking and not actually focus on driving. Doyle heavy haulage, there you go. With a little paw on the side, love it. Right, first problem is going to be getting past this guy. Now I'll need to work out roughly where to sit on the road so that we don't hit him. There you go. So we can go a lot more over than that. So I'm reckoning about there-ish. Yeah, see, look at that now. You've got the upper section is nearly hitting the trailer. The lower section is not a million miles away off that crash bar. Okay, let's work out where I want to sit in the road roughly. I think we want to be about here. Somewhere around there should do it. It's not too close to the crash bar. We're going to have to stay pretty close in this lane though. So yeah, I was thinking, like, what would I want in this game in 131 this... Well, what would I want in this game this year? What do I think SCS should be focused on? If I was SCS, if I was sat there going, right guys, let's have a list of things for this year, what would I be putting top of my list? I think when I think about that question, I'm not thinking about the smaller scale things. I'm thinking about, you know, this game has been out a number of years now. What is it, like, it's got to be 5 years or something crazy like that. It's been out a good while. Like, the people who, like me, who were playing the game before it even hit Steam, like back in the early days, you know, we're kind of veteran truckers. We've done a lot of miles. We've got a lot of hours in this game, and we want to see things that can change our day-to-day driving. That's what I think that we want. Now, something like simulated air hoses, on trucks and trailers, you know, I kind of see that as a... I don't want to sound negative, but it's not really a... It's a nice to have, isn't it? It's kind of like, oh, that's nice. And then after about 2 hours of trucking, you won't even remember that it's doing it. You go around a corner, an external camera, you'll see those cables moving, but when you're in your cab like this, it doesn't make a jot of difference. Now, what I would have done is I would have seized that opportunity, because if you think about it, as a trucker, one of the things that you need to do when you hook up your trailer is you need to get out of your truck, go and hitch up your trailer, connect all the air hoses and the brake lines and everything like that, and then you can drive. Like that is what you do as a trucker. It would have been such a wonderful thing if SCS had leaped on this and gone, you know what, while we're bringing in this cable thing here, let's make it so that you can actually get out of the truck. Even if they just constrain us to, you know, walking around very close to the truck itself, because I know that they've said in the past, like, the game's not designed for that, you know. Getting outside of your truck was never something that was envisioned right from the game, like the maps are not ready for it. But the fact is that the external camera allows you to spin all around that truck, doesn't it, yeah? So any vantage point from the external camera pretty much works with the truck. Like, you could get outside and walk within that radius. If it just let you walk within that radius, that would be enough to walk to the back of your trailer and hitch it up. Like, just even if you just like a, you know, press F, like hitch up your air hoses, press T to hitch up the trailer. Even that would just be such a nice thing to have, and just walk around my truck a little bit. So I think it would have been so cool if they'd have added that at the same time and said, yeah, we've put these air hoses in, but now you have to get out your truck and actually hitch them up. Oh yeah. I think a lot of people would have embraced that one. But I think it's just a physics trick as it stands. So it's a kind of, it's nice to have, but it's not going to change my day-to-day trucking, really. What I would have loved to have seen is kind of stuff that's going to change our day-to-day trucking. Now, what I'm thinking about when I'm saying that is the bigger picture stuff. Like, every time you make a journey in Euro Truck or American Truck, every time you make a journey, you are getting a job out of the job market. Now, the job market is something that's hardly changed in the entire 5 years that this game has been out. It's hardly changed. I mean, yes, they've added 1 or 2 filters, but it's pretty much the same thing. And it's limited. It really is limited. Now, there's many a time I've been picking a job out of a city, and I can't find a job that goes in the direction that I'm heading, you know? If I'm trying to get across the map, perhaps I've picked up a map mod, or perhaps some, you know, just trying to get over to some roads that I've never driven down. They're not highlighted yellow on my map. Wow, that sign sticks out. Oh my god. Did you see that? That sign stuck out so much, I reckon I would have clobbered that. So this bridge isn't too clever either. I would love to see the job market get rewritten, because I think when you click on a city, some cities will have like quite a lot of jobs, but like 2/3 of them will all be going southeast, and then a few of them will head north. And even though you've set your job length to be like 500 miles, occasionally you'll suddenly see a 3,700 mile job, and you're thinking, what's going on? Like, what's causing that? Maybe it's a mod, I don't know. But on the whole, there aren't enough jobs. If there were a lot more jobs in the city going in, or if the job engine as it generated jobs made sure that there's a good variety of directions and distances and weights, it would really, really help. So that's one of the things that I would like to be added, is just a rewrite of that job market so that we've got a good variety of stuff to choose from. That would help day to day. Multi-drop jobs is something that we've requested many times and is still on the list, I think. And that would feed into the new job market, because then you could look for jobs that are multi-drop. So you get a trailer full of stuff, maybe, you know, like a box trailer full of pallets or whatever, and you've got to go to like 2 or 3 different destinations, and each one will take some of the goods off the back. And as well as that, you would feel the weight difference. Like, your trailer might start off as, I don't know, 24 tons, but after your first job, maybe it only weighs 18 tons. You know, maybe you just drop 6 tons off at the first drop-off point, so you'd feel the thing getting lighter. Trailer ownership is another one. The idea where in the game you can purchase and own like trailers for your company. So maybe there's a lot of jobs that, like every job in the job market right now, every job has a trailer provided with it. It's basically a combo, isn't it? It's the trailer and the goods that need moving in a combo. There's no concept at the moment, there's no concept of goods needing moving from A to B, and it's your job, Mr. Truck Driver, with your truck and your set of trailers and your trucking fleet. It's your job to work out how to move it, because you're the logistics expert and I'm just this company that needs some stuff moving, right? That's how a lot of business works right now, you know. These trucking companies, they deal with the logistics, and they just get paid by a client who wants stuff moving. So you would then, like, let's say you wanted to move some refrigerated stuff around or some fragile stuff around. Well, you would need to have trailers that are equipped to deal with that. You would need to have refrigerated trailers, and they would need to be available. Like, if you only purchased one refrigerated trailer for your company and one of your drivers is busy doing a refrigerated job, well, sorry, but you don't have a refrigerated trailer, do you? So you can't take that job. So that's another thing that they could put in, is this kind of trailer ownership. And also, you know, with that, it could get very interesting, because, like, where are your trailers located in the world? That's the other thing, is, you know, you may have a base, which you do. You have like a home city, don't you? So you may have a base, and that's where all your trailers start out. Okay, why are you slowing down a lot? Oh my god. Oh, it went down to 50, but that felt like more. Yeah, we're doing 40. You may have a lot of trailers at the start, which start in your home city, but as your drivers use them, they would start to move away from your home, and your drivers would need to be taking jobs that kind of brought things back effectively, or relocate trailers. Maybe you'd have to do some empty runs sometimes just to recover your trailer back to a different city. Maybe you could take contracts. I mean, this is the old thing, like contracts is another thing, isn't it? The idea of signing a contract with a company to move so much stuff over the course of many jobs, and it may not just be you, it could be your AI that's doing it. In an ideal world, I might add, this would be a multiplayer thing. So you've got a contract that some company wants, has got this contract. They want you to move stuff for the next 3 months. They want you to do 3 jobs a week for the next 3 months, moving these goods around. And, you know, here's the contract value. And it's up to you to make sure that your trailers are in the right place. Why is he going so slowly here? This is weird. It's a 60 limit, right? It's a bit odd. 60 limit, and he's doing 40 on me. I don't know what's going on. So these these contracts that you would take, you would then have to make sure that you and your drivers completed them, and you'd need to make sure you've got the trailers to do it and the available trailers to do it. You could overcommit yourself. You could sign up to too many contracts and not actually be able to deliver, and then the contract penalty gets invoked, which could be pretty fun and interesting. Now, ideally, in an ideal world, this would all start to hook up with more, I think, more complete online integration. Because online integration is something that, you know, they brought out this World of Trucks thing a while back, but it's not really going anywhere at the moment, is it? Since it came out, it's not really gone in the direction I was kind of hoping, or at the pace I was hoping. I would like to see the job market generate more and more jobs via the online thing. At the moment, you have to choose, do you want a local job or do you want an online job? And if you go with an online job, it can't have any modded trailers and it can't have any modded maps. It has to be pure vanilla. Pure vanilla. Which is a little bit, it's a bit restrictive. I can understand why they do it, but it's very restrictive. But even that, like, could be made more interesting if it would then hook up to, you know, your so when you're looking at your job market, you're not seeing just offline and online stuff, you're seeing the mix of it. And if you want to do contracts, it's going to have to be the proper online stuff, because behind the scenes, like, the back end would be creating these contracts to move lots and lots of goods. and various, various players as part of a trucking company, like virtual trucking companies, could sign up to these contracts, and then their drivers would have to deliver these goods. And that's the kind of thing that you want to see, I think. That would be such a cool thing. Like, if I could create an online trucking company and have people join it as drivers, and then some of the players are actually the managers, so they're looking at the contracts coming in, they're looking at who can deliver them, and making sure they deliver them, so that they're getting their job done, and then they get paid, and the payment would be probably of a higher value than if they didn't take online contracts, because that way there's an incentive to actually do it. So rather than just play offline all the time, you go online, and there are more benefits for doing so. But also there's more commitment, because you need to deliver. If you don't deliver, then the virtual trucking company you drive for loses out on stuff and potentially gets penalised, and they're going to be a bit upset about that. So that, quite rightly, should be a better cut. And then you could start to, provide lots more statistics. Like, when I take a job right now, if you think about it, how many years have you been playing this game? Probably a few. So you've been playing this game you've done hundreds of jobs, maybe more, and you can't remember them all. But why not? Why can't the system have just remembered all those things? It's not a huge amount of data. Not really. There's not many data points in a route. It's like where you went from, what you took, what truck you were driving, distance, mileage, amount you got paid, amount of XP you got, city A to B, what route you took. There's not that many data points in that. And it could have remembered all of this, and the back end, like the online system, could do the same. It could remember all of this stuff. And you could just go back through it and click on it, and it would show it on a map. This is the route you took, this is the goods you took, like you've taken. And then you could start cutting the data. You could start saying, right, you've taken so far like 25 special transport jobs. You've moved, 15,000 tons of lumber, whatever it is. You start cutting the data in different ways. It'd be so cool. It would actually add so much more to the veteran driver. It would make them want to drive so much more, because there's now a higher level objective going on, which is currently missing. All we've got right now is this little job market. We pick a job, we drive it, and then we just kind of rinse and repeat. And there could be so much more added to it, I think. So, I mean, that's like some of the things that I would like to see just around the whole job market scene, I guess. The virtual trucking and the online trucking, I'd like to see all that brought in. I feel like I'm pushing this guy hard because he keeps slowing down on me, so I'm encouraging him. I'm encouraging him to keep going. Because every now and again he comes down to 40 and I can't work out why. So far it's gone relatively smoothly. I've not managed to hit any invincible road signs. Looking in my mirror, the rear convoy car seems quite far back though. Now, as you know, I'm not a huge Renault fan, but where the heck is the Range T? This truck has been out so long. Where is the Range T gone? Why is it not out? They built it, didn't they? Didn't they build it ages ago? Why is it not in the game yet? Surely they've got contacts at Renault. Do you know what? Like Truckfest is Renault is pretty much by the main stadium. I'm pretty certain we just walk over there. Pavel could walk over there and just go, "Oi, Renault, have you got a press contact so I can put this thing in the game? We've had it sitting on the shelves for 18 months. We've got your Magnum ice cream in there, and we've got your premium. We want to get the Range T in there. Because, it deserves to be in the game. It's a truck that's been on the roads for a few years now. So that's the other thing I don't get. What else? The UI. Oh yeah, the UI. So, the UI is something that, well, that means user interface. The UI is like, if you press F3, you get this screen here, and you can hide it a little bit. But look at the information that's on the screen right now. So what we've got our current speed, top left. We've got the gear that we're in, 5L. We've got like a picture of a truck, which highlights in red to show the amount of damages taken. We've got our fuel level. We've got the sleepy bed thing, which is our, if we've got the resting turned on. It's how sleepy we get in. We start yawning, then we need to pull over, and in a designated spot, which is something else that completely annoys me because there are nowhere near enough designated rest areas in this game. Nowhere near enough. Same with fuel stations. We've got an email which is completely useless after about level 6 or something. Like, you never ever get an email after that. Current day and time, and then you've got the navigation, how much money we've got, and I've got ridiculous amounts because my profile is years old. And down the bottom is our current ETA to get there in whatever time zone we've got, current distance left, and duration. So I can't move that box. I can't physically, like, it's either there or it's not. I have no choice in the matter. And I can't separate those elements of the UI. I can't sort of take some of this vital information. Like, let's say I want to drive a job, but I don't want to have the map, right? So I get rid of my sat-nav on the screen and, you know, go a bit more old school on this, turn off the navigation and figure it out by looking at the road signs. I can't do that. Well, I can do that, but if I do, I lose a bunch of information. I will lose all that other stuff, like the current time, our current ETA, how much fuel I've got left, all these other screen elements, and I can't, like, I could do that with it, so I can keep those the top row, but I've lost the bottom row, so I've lost my ETA and distance to target, see? So I can't, it's crazy. Like, why not just separate all these different bits out and then allow me to drag them where I want them on the screen? Maybe bottom center of the screen there, that's where I'd like to put things like my ETA, current speed. Maybe I'd want to make my current speed a bit bigger so I could see it better. Maybe I want to put my ETA bottom left of my screen, or my fuel level bottom right, or like a smaller sat-nav window. Maybe I want to make my sat-nav more transparent and put it top right on my screen. Like, this stuff here, I'm pretty certain they could make that movable and configurable. And then when I've got a layout, maybe I could just save that layout and share it with other people. So I'll go, here you go guys, this is my layout, and share it, and they could just load it in, and I could have like multiple layouts. Oh crikey, we're going right here. Wasn't really paying too much attention to that one. The sat-nav didn't really show that turn. I can see the turn now, but I just took it as a road king. So the UI is something I'd like to see redone, so I can have the information where I want it, and then save that layout and share it with other people. That would be great. Where's this guy going? How long have we got? 53k, so there we go. So it's just down the road, and then it looks like we turn off to the drop-off point. Down this road a little bit. So yeah, I think the job market is one of the key things for me. That would transform things. Getting out of the truck would be a nice little thing to have, and I don't see why it's such a biggie, particularly not in your own garage. Like in your own, when you're in your own workshop, why the heck can't you get out and walk around? It doesn't make much sense. And the UI, like, there are three things. What are your favorite? Like, what would you do? Like, leave a comment, because I do read the comments, so let me know what you think are the most significant things that should go into the game. Maybe like your top 3 or something. Your top 3 things that would help keep you playing the game for a lot longer. Because there are people maybe watching this video like, well, you know, I've not played it for a few weeks now. Like, it's getting a little bit samey, you know. I'll wait till the new update comes out, but other than that, it's a bit, you know. Maybe when there's a new pro mods, I'll go back, but I kind of feel like I've run out of roads to drive on. Like, what would make you play the game more? Because I think it's that. I think it's the job market and the virtual trucking stuff and all that. That kind of thing, the higher level objective stuff. I think that's what's missing. Because once you've reached the level I've reached, with the money I've got, like, a lot of it just becomes largely irrelevant. Like, you're driving just for enjoyment. But it would be nice to have some higher goals. Some higher contracts. That's what it would be about. But what do you think? What would you like to add into the game? Because I've had my little rant. But I will cover 131. And I'll let you know what's in it. In fact, I think I know one of the things that's coming in that I don't think they've announced yet. So I won't say anything yet, but I'm pretty certain I'll be able to. tell you about it shortly. What's this guy here? There's nothing interesting. I thought it was like a fire truck or something. Right, we've almost made it to the turn-off point. So, so far so good. I don't know what the final run's like. Sometimes they can be a bit weird. I'm turning left here, aren't I? Yep, there's the escort boys. There we go. Clear on that side. Let me drop a gear. I haven't got any torque. Nice. Actually, what time of day is it? 8 PM. I think we set out at like 8 AM or something. It's like taking a full day to get it here. That seems a bit weird. That's a nice sunset, eh? Look at that. Look at that. That's why you go trucking. Sunrises and sunsets. That's why people go trucking. So far this is quite a nice width. So yeah, don't forget about those two things I said at the start of the video. The Truck Fest Peterborough, if you can make it. I'll be there. And enter the giveaway if you come in. Definitely try and win some stuff. And the Yachts 4 t-shirt, which will be on sale for a couple of weeks. Oh, frames. Okay, looks like we've got a relatively easy drop-off point. Right, parking brake. Beacon is off. Disconnect the trailer. Time to get paid. Oh yeah, one other thing I'd like to change as well is this penalty system. Like, I know I didn't take any damage or I wasn't late, but the penalty system is ridiculous. I think it definitely needs a change. So there we go. Turn the engine off. That was a special transport delivery. Hope you enjoyed that little journey. Do leave me some comments and let me know what you think should go in the game going forward this year, what you'd like to see, what would make you play the game a lot more. Until the next one, guys, take care. Happy trucking.